a be Modimo a go naya ngwana a re ke kenanao, e le go bontsha fa Modimo a na le wena ka dinako tsotlhe, e le go bontsha fa batsadi ba gago ba na le wena ka dinako tsotlhe fa ne ba tsaya ngwana yo leina mo nakong eo e thata ba re ka ngwana yo kenanao.
Good day, everyone. My name is Kena for Insights with Kena. We have not been recording, but we are continuing where we left off as we catch up with where we left off. And today we're specifically talking about or looking around my calling and the things that surround or the experience that I have had regarding being called. Giving a bit of a background, I'm married to a pastor. If you remember, we have done a series where I was asking him questions around calling, and we publicized or we shared one video around that. Then we took some time off YouTube, and a lot has happened, as I alluded to, but mostly it was around my calling and me finding balance or life balances in different aspects of life, spiritually, mentally, academically, and others. So today I'll be having my husband asking me questions regarding my calling or regarding the reason why I ran away from calling, and where I'm not comfortable answering, I will indicate that, but where I'm comfortable answering, I will answer such questions. As I said, I'm married to a pastor or to a minister whom I was supporting as a pastor's wife, and then I was functioning in the ministerial space, where now at some point I had so much that was going on and it was overwhelming at the time, and I ended up leaving that space, taking a break from calling because of so many things that were happening, and since then I have not been back to fulfilling the calling or in the ministry. So we'll be engaging in that aspect. I don't know if he is ready to ask questions, but the camera will be focused on me and you'll not be seeing him, but you'll be hearing his voice as he asks me such questions.
Okay, I think the first question that I can ask is, how did you know that you are called?
I didn't know, right? Excuse me. I found myself married to somebody who was in the ministry, and I didn't think at any given point I'll be expected to be part of fulfilling the calling, because at inception I voiced out that I don't want to get married to a pastor or a minister. So I got into it through, I'll say by default, if that word is there. And I didn't know I was called. When I was in the in-depth of the ministry where I was serving, and at that time I was serving as a wife that is supporting her husband who is called, right? I gotten to see changes in my prayer. I gotten to experience force that I didn't know how to handle. I gotten to be invited to platforms that I never thought I'll be invited to, because my thinking was, my husband is invited to go and preach there, so I'm going there to support him. And at the end, I received prophecies from different people or different ministers, outlining that I have been called. I think that's when it rang a bell in me that I may have been called. And so much that was said at the time was giving me unsettlement, because I will see myself doing things. I'll see myself praying for people, and I'll hear people for after some time to say, you prayed for me for this and I got it, especially on the side of people who were on the academic side of things and on the career side of things and healing. So sometimes when my husband was ministering, he will ask me to pray for people, and people will get healed, and that shocked me, and that also overwhelmed me at some point. But I don't know if I'm taking long to answer that question, but you can ask another one.
Okay. But have you ever dreamt of, have you ever seen yourself in the dream praying for some people, or it was only in the physical?
I have seen myself, I have dreamt of myself in big platforms, right? Where I'm praying for people, and where there are certain ways that I was given to deliver. And also I got into a space where when I meet a person, before this person can even say a word, it's like there's something that opens this person's file, and I could see before even this person opened their mouth and say a word, who they are, what they're going through, and what needs to be said in their lives. It was like I'm foreseeing people's life before things happen, right? For example, I will be among people, and I'll reach out to this person and say, this is what I feel I have to say to you. And this person will say, I have been having questions around that particular matter, and I've been praying to God around that. So that in some way made me scared, because I felt I'm functioning in a world that is not this world, where you meet a person, it's like there's a computer open next to that person that tells you about this person's life, and that tells you where they are, what they need to do, and where they are going.
Okay. So what makes you fear to fulfill your calling?
I think I feel I'm not well equipped to handle such massive information. Uh, I think it gives me nightmares. It gives me sleepless nights, because, giving an example, I'll be struggling with something, right, myself, but I'll be praying for myself, for God to reveal what his word or what his plan about my life is. Excuse me, but instead he will show me answers to people's prayers. And it led me to be torn in between, because now I'm a vessel that God uses to answer people's prayers while I'm struggling with my own prayers. It was scary because I didn't know, there was no one who was helping me to know how to package the message and deliver it to the relevant people. Because at the time when that something hit you and you are able to see information about that person, you don't know what to do. You don't know if you feel like you should tell that person immediately, but some of the things are so deep, they can make or break a person. So I felt, as much as there's school for pastors or ministers where they go and learn theology and be well equipped to minister and do those things, even the pastors' wives or ministers' wives need a platform where they are taught how to handle such power and how to handle such prophecies and other things that comes with calling. So to me it was scary. It was now coming to a point where I felt I may provoke people and I may not be safe.
Okay. Are we going to see you fulfilling your calling?
I don't know. God's willing, you may see me. God willing, you may not see me. At this juncture, I'm where now I'm trying to find myself and trying to see a way that I can reintroduce myself into the ministry, but not finding myself choking due to the ministry work. Because previously I believe I took so much quicker, where now when things were being revealed I didn't know how to handle them. And also I was scared when I saw the deeper things. So I'm looking for someone who can mentor me, who can also understand the journey that I am in, because this year has been all about finding myself and learning to learn and dealing away with some of the habits that I have been having in my life, and also finding balance between calling, career, and my academics, and also family. So I don't know. God's willing, I'll come back to the ministry, fulfill my calling, but when and how, God knows. I'm not in control of that.
Okay, I think I think I don't have much of questions to ask, and I wish you well, and as you find yourself and the time you will fulfill your calling. I advise that you pray about it, because you know he is the one who gives time. He's the one who gives assignments, and sometimes we can miss the timing, but when we are prayerful we can always be on time, and when you are on time then everything will fall in place. Thank you.
Okay, maybe also to share, a few weeks back, a friend of mine reached out to me with a certain video, and it left a lot in me, because it was talking to what I'm going through, and we talked about it, because it was somebody getting back into their calling after running away from it. And this particular person said, "Friend, I know you are going through the same, and I think this video will show you, or will be encouragement for you to go back to your calling." And it made me have so many questions. It made me ask myself if I'm not at the point where now I am being rebellious to God. And it made me, I prayed on the day because it made me so emotional. And after some days, the same person was down, and she said, she posted something on her status. And I talked to her, and I was just commenting on her status. But when she responded, I started to like, you know, where it's like you are seeing, now you are unfolding something, or you are delivering an answer. You are being used to deliver an answer that someone was waiting for. And she said, "What you have said to me is exactly what the pastor, or the where at the church that I submit to, they said on Sunday. And I've been praying to God on this particular matter, and you saying that validates God's answer to what I've been waiting for." So it left me with so much that if God still trusts me to deliver such information, why am I feeling that I'm not ready to fulfill the calling? And also it made me try to reconnect with my faith, because most of the time when you run away from calling, there's a bit of shaking in your faith. And this afternoon I saw a video where Matima was talking about that we mostly talk about Abraham and the blessing, but we forget to talk about the sacrifice that he had to do. And he was told to sacrifice his only child, and he didn't hesitate to sacrifice that. And regardless of how big the sacrifice was, she said, I wonder what was going on in his mind the night before he went to sacrifice his son. And when he was asked, because the son asked that, where is the sacrifice? Where is the lamb for to be sacrificed? And she asked, what are you willing to give for your blessing? What are you willing, or how far are you willing to go in terms of sacrifice? Because every blessing comes after a sacrifice. And it got into me that I have not been in touch with my calling. I have not been in touch with where I am with my faith. And it made me wonder, is God happy about me? And what is he saying at this juncture about my life, about me, about my calling, about where I'm supposed to be? Because truth be told, there are so many doors that are closing in my eyes, or on my face currently. And I've been wondering if is not God saying you have rested too much, you have taken too much break from my calling, and people are suffering because you don't want to fulfill what I have called you for. People are not being blessed because you are not fulfilling the calling the assignment that I have given unto you. People are not being healed because you are not fulfilling the assignment that I have given unto you. And it makes me think too much, but I think I also need somebody who will be patient with me and who will also guide me in terms of how I deal with all these and how I transition and start to trust God again and start to let God use me again, because it's tough, especially when you have taken a break and you have been living as yourself. Yes, I've been praying but not functioning in my calling. I have not been 100% in my faith, but now I want to come back and I want to understand and fulfill God's calling. So where do I start? What are the steps that I need to take first? And what are the leading steps that I need to take? And who is willing to hold on to my hand as I go through this uphill? And who is willing to be patient with me? Because sometimes it will scare me. Sometimes I will look back and want to go back. And I will need somebody who will understand and who will say, it's okay, take a break, but don't relax too much. You need to carry on this journey. So that's what I felt I should share. And yeah, that's it about my calling journey. That's it about me running away from calling and trying to find my steps, or trying to take baby steps back to the calling, and also trying to equip myself to be ready for whatever that will unfold in this journey. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please comment on below. Let's engage in terms of what is your view on what we were talking about, on what I have shared. What have you experienced in terms of you maybe calling in your line, and how have you dealt with such? And also don't forget to like this video, and let's see you in the next video that is coming. Bye.